We're live. I'm gonna wait a few minutes here if anyone wants to hop on the chat. Meanwhile, I'm going to go to the YouTube. And then I can see your questions as they come in. Okay, let's see here. Oh, we got 4 people here. Give me 1 second, and we will. How do I do it? I think I do view channel. All right, here we go. Okay. All right, we're good. All right, I hope you guys are doing well. I just got back from visiting my brother who lives in Fort Collins, Colorado. Also visited Clark Engelbert in Idaho. If you guys haven't checked it out, go check out that video that I made with Clark. It's the last video that I made on the channel. We talked about his experience with SSRIs, antidepressants, his healing journey so far, and it was fun stuff. Let's see here. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah, chat. I have my chat on my computer. Okay. Yeah, so check out that video with Clark. It's really insightful. If you yourself or if anyone has struggled with getting off of antidepressants or SSRIs, and he has a lot of insight into not only the nature of why they put people on the drugs, but also how he overcame it. You know, so it's important for us to share our journeys and how we overcame certain health challenges. His mostly to do with the antidepressants and the SSRIs. Okay, those are very dangerous, and it's incredible how much detox he's had to go through, and it's still to this day, he's still undoing damage to his body from those prescription drugs. So make no mistake, prescription drugs can be very dangerous. They can be very dangerous, and they're very toxic. And it can take a long time to undo the damage that was done. Okay. Mostly what I want to talk about in this video, just off the top of my head, I wanted to talk about God. So this video I would say is a little bit more for men. I want to talk about God in relation to men, and how men are supposed to be God-centered beings. Okay. So in modern society, everything obviously is over-sexualized, right? You know, the male mind was never meant to have access to pornography. It's not only pornography, but all our advertisements, the sitcoms, the TV shows, the websites. Many of them are over-glorifying sexuality, right? And they're using women to do it, right? But it works both ways. They also target women using sexualized men. It does go somewhat both ways. And so for men, this is a huge problem at this time, right? Because what happens today is that men become women-centered beings, okay? And this can happen in a couple different ways. So one is the more aggressive, I would say more yang, although it's a toxic yang, more iron, more cadmium type of man that is constantly in pursuit of women, right? So women in a sexual way are constantly on their mind, right? So they're always thinking of having sex with women. Their eyes, they're always tracking an attractive female, right? They're always on the look for an attractive female because they're obsessed with women in that way. And these men are often looking at pornography and stuff like that. And that's a very common type of man. Those type of men are also usually they're angry at women, okay? And they don't realize it because it's subconscious. And they're angry at women because those women have control over them. They don't like it, right? They don't like at a subconscious level the fact that the woman can dress in a certain way and basically steal their attention, right? And many women do this on purpose, and it's also a form of vampirism in some ways. So the women know they can steal the attention of the men, and they can steal some of their energy in this way, and so they dress like that, right? And so the man becomes angry at women. Okay, he's angry because he's angry at the substance that he's addicted to. Does that make sense? This happens in basically most substance abuse things, right? So people are angry at the thing they're addicted to. So if you're addicted to, you know, drugs, you're angry at whoever's giving you the drugs or the drugs themselves, right? And so men who are addicted to women are subconsciously angry at women for having that power over them. Okay, they can also have issues going back to childhood. With their mother, right? There can be various types of issues with that, but they're angry at the women because they're addicted to it. Okay, and so that's very common at this time in society. Is this type of man that is addicted to women? Okay, now preferably a man would be a God-centered being, right? And so instead of his whole life revolving around women and how to attract women, how to get women, and where the next attractive woman is, his life would be more centered around God, right? So instead of the woman's will, it would be God's will, okay? And his life would be focused around how he can be of better service to God and basically make the world a better place, right? Instead of wasting his energy, both mentally and physically, on women, okay? And this is kind of the goal, more so, okay? And it takes time to do this. It takes many unwinding, just like, it's basically a form of trauma. Here, I'm going to back the camera up a little bit here so I can sit forward a little more. All right, let's do that. This is too close to me here. And I can't sit forward. There we go. Let's go back even more, actually. I apologize for this. There we go. Now I can sit more comfortably a little bit. Also, the beanie's a little bit hot. I need a haircut, you guys. Look at that. I have the craziest hair. I swear. It's like, see, the problem with my hair is it's not like curly enough like a black person's where I could just like, just keep it short or do it like a black person would. And it's not like a more like Nordic person with like a straighter hair. Mine's like right in between, and so it gets to a certain length and it's just like wavy and curly at this, and some areas it's more straight, some areas it's more curly. And my strategy was most of the time just to keep it short, you guys, because I hate dealing with the hair. It's such a pain. It's such a pain sometimes. But yeah, and it takes, so going back to, addiction to women for men, it can take time to undo it, right? Be grateful that you have hair. Yeah, I'm grateful. I'll have hair, I have good hair genetics, so I probably will never go bald. They say, actually, Layla, that you get your hair, if you're a man, your balding is usually your maternal grandfather. And so your mom's dad, if he went bald, then I think most of the time you're going to go bald. But if your mom's dad didn't go bald, then most of the time. And my mom's dad is 100% Italian, a little Italian man by the name of Frank. And he is like 84 and still isn't gray or balding. Still has basically all his hair. It's thinner, of course, because he's old. And it's, it's a little bit gray. But I think I'm good in that department. But yeah, so for a man undoing the trauma of, being addicted to women, it takes time. Part of it is, make it a conscious effort to limit sort of exposure to that, right? So that can be pornography. It can be maybe some of the sexy shows that you're watching. Many men in our society struggle with pornography addiction. changing your mindset a little bit to be more of service. Doing the pushing down exercise helps because it helps you get in contact with God, obviously, instead of, just thinking about women all the time. And also, doing a program to undo any traumas that you have with women. Many men have issues with their mothers. So issues with people usually revolve around the opposite sex. So men usually tend to have more issues with their mother, and then the women tend to have more issues with their father. This is because children tend to blend with the opposite sex they tend to blend with the parent of the opposite sex. So daughters do more blending with their fathers, and boys do more blending with their mothers. And so there can be lots of unresolved trauma with the opposite sex. So with men, there could be several things with women. One issue men might have with their mothers is that they were coddled too much as a child. And the father never helped the boy leave the womb. And so they're still dependent on their mothers for love and affection. And they become dependent on women for love and affection because they never left the womb and they never broke free of needing that sort of feminine approval, right? They can be also if their mothers were over harsh and overbearing. They then never got that feminine sort of love that they desired. And so because they desire that feminine love they never got, they're always looking for it. They're always looking for, let's see here. They're always looking for feminine approval, right? And that's not good because a man should only look for God's approval. He should not look for a woman's approval. I'm not saying that the man should be in control of all decisions and things like that. But a man should not need a woman's approval to do something that he believes in, right? It should only be his connection with God telling him to do the thing, right? That's the thing that matters the most. That's what matters the most for the man. Okay, his connection to God and spirit and doing God's will, not doing a woman's will. Okay. And that's, it's a process. And the same goes for women, too, right? So many women need to forgive their fathers. Many of them are looking for a masculine love that they never got from their fathers. And they've never had a good male role model, things like that. And they could go looking for that in less desirable men. Okay? So let's see if we got any questions here. Okay, just want to ask if someone has calcium shell, does it mean that he or she cannot eat calcium? Actually, it's the opposite. So that's one of the things about mineral science is that if you don't know the science behind it and you don't know how the body actually regulates the minerals, some of it can be sort of counterintuitive, right? And so a calcium shell pattern means that the calcium level is higher than it should be on a calibrated hair test, right? And so the hair is an excretory tissue, we have to understand. And so if excess calcium is showing up in the hair, that means that it's coming from somewhere, right? So it's like the question is, where is this excess calcium coming from in the hair? Well, the answer is that the body is pushing it from the bones, okay? And the reason why this happens is because the body, as it burns out into slow oxidation, and the adrenals and the thyroid don't work as well, the body's less able to keep calcium in the bones, okay? And so it becomes more of a solution. Now, this sounds kind of weird, but you have to understand like the way the body regulates itself, right? So the body uses, it has to do with alkalinity, it has to do with acidity, it has to do with the pH balance of the body, and it also has to do with like the charge across cells and things like that. But the body basically uses minerals like calcium to regulate itself, right? Both from a pH perspective and a couple of like charge perspective, okay? And so as the body tires, it needs more calcium in the basically in the bloodstream, and it needs more calcium in the solutions of the body in order to balance itself, right? As it gets more tired, right? So it has to pull the calcium from somewhere because it's not getting enough, and so it pulls it out of the bones, okay? And then as there's excess calcium built up in the fluids of the body, right, it has to push it to somewhere, and it pushes it to the hair, right? It pushes it to the tissues because it's less able to keep it in the bones. It's a complex regulation that the body does, basically. Okay. And so what the high calcium level means, the calcium shells actually need more calcium because it means that the calcium's coming out of the body. It's coming out of the bones. And so the calcium shell especially needs calcium because with all that calcium coming out of the bones, people with a calcium shell pattern, they're more likely to get osteoporosis and have weak bones, weak teeth, any sort of bone degeneration disease, okay? So that's something you need to understand. And so because the calcium's coming out, they need to replace it more so. And so they need to ingest more calcium, okay? So it doesn't mean that you're getting... So many people think that, right? They think if the calcium's high, that means they're getting enough calcium, right? It means, oh, I'm eating too much calcium, I should eat less calcium. But actually it's the opposite, right? So you can make that mistake with any of the minerals. So if zinc's very high, people can think they're eating too much zinc, but that's not true. People can think they have excess copper if a lot of copper is coming out. That's true with all the minerals. But the calcium shell pattern specifically, it actually means that you need copper probably even more than a person without a calcium shell pattern, because it means your bones are getting weaker and you need more calcium in the diet. Okay. What is your take on periodically doing liver, bladder, gallbladder flushes? Dr. Wilson mentioned one of these. One thing could be good, and a lot of people adding these. It's kind of a personal thing. I don't really feel the need to do the gallbladder flushes because I I think that I get enough development from the coffee enemas and everything else, the pushing down exercise. I do know people personally that have been very, very helped by the liver flushes. I think it's a personal thing. I think that if you're struggling and that you have a lot of detox symptoms, some people don't have that much detox symptoms on the program. Like myself, I retrace infections a lot, but I don't have a lot of like actual detox symptoms. But if you do, then I think that you should throw them in, and they're worth a shot, right? Because they do make a lot of people feel better periodically if they throw that in. Okay, so it's kind of a personal thing, but if you're struggling with the detox and I would try it basically. If you're struggling with detox and even being on the program for several months to a year and it's kind of constant, I would try the liver flush because some people's livers are more backed up and toxic than others, and the coffee enemas don't do enough. Okay. All right. It has helped a lot of people who have massive security fit. Yeah, Rick. Yeah, like I said, I think they're more important for some people than others. And, if you're gonna, I would specifically say if you're really struggling with detox more than the average person. Like, I know some people that, like, can't even take full supplements. Like, they can't even take a full Paramin because they get too much detox. So they can't take a full Limcomin because they get too much detox. If you're one of those type of people, then the liver flush is definitely worth a shot. And, even if you aren't, you can do them. They're not going to cause a lot of harm. You can add them in if you wish. Okay. But some people need them others. And, there's a lot of different things we can do on the program, right? There's a lot of different things that aren't necessarily part of like the main core of the program that we can add in that do help certain people, because everyone's bodies are different and they're at different stages of toxicity. Some people have different allergies. Some people, they don't eat any grains on the diet, and that's fine. You don't need grains to heal. You only need meat and vegetables, really. Cooked vegetables, so they're soft. The same goes with liver flushes. Many people don't need them. Some people do. It's kind of up to you to do a little bit of digging into your body to kind of find out where it works for you. Same thing with like chiropractic. I have a client who wasn't getting a lot of progress until she found an awesome chiropractor and was able to heal a lot of her neck issues. And all of a sudden she's feeling a lot better. Because I'm younger and I'm good at the spinal twist or something, I don't really need the chiropractic work as much as some other people do. Some people need the chiropractic work more than others. And so I encourage you guys to do a little bit of digging on your own part. Man, we got a little bit of glare from the window, but what am I gonna do? I wonder if I can actually... Hold on, I'm gonna make the glare better. I can do it. I don't know, maybe I can't do it. Here. Is there a cord on this side? You guys are like, what is Luke doing? Well, that's better. There we go. How was that? That's better. My blinds do need nutritional balancing. They need a new thing. Here, I've almost got it there. Not very professional, am I, you guys? See, this is what wipes are for. Alright, that's good enough. That's a lot better. My wife's a lot better at the blinds. All right, let's see here. Food question. What are good... This is from Esther. Food question. What are good things to eat for breakfast if you don't want to have meat? I want more than just vegetables. I mean, you don't have to have meat for breakfast. You can have eggs. You can have... I have cheese for breakfast a lot. I like raw cheese. Honestly, sometimes, you guys, I don't even have vegetables for breakfast. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll have 2 meals a day that have vegetables in it, and then the third one doesn't. This is not preferable, but sometimes I have to work or do whatever, and I'll just have a piece of raw cheese with some gluten-free bread, some blue corn chips, or something like that. You know what I mean? You can have blue corn chips. That's a good one. A lot of times when I was single, I would just have blue corn chips with vegetables or something. That's a good one. Oatmeal. You can do oatmeal, and then you can just put the cooked vegetables in the oatmeal too. So a good one is like where you cook carrots or something until they're soft, and then you just put the carrots or whatever into the oatmeal. I mean, you can just have oatmeal by itself, but preferably I would put some vegetables in it. Carrot is a good one. Like soft carrots go well with the oatmeal. If you're gonna have oatmeal, probably it's gonna be a root vegetable because it's... I mean, I wouldn't recommend putting broccoli in your oatmeal. You know what I mean? So I would do like carrots or, peas is another good one. You do like a mix of like the frozen. Oh, the frozen isn't as good, but you do like carrots and peas. Or something like that to oatmeal. Another good one is you can do you take blue cornmeal that you buy in bulk and then you make it into like a hot cereal, kind of like oatmeal. That's a pretty good one. That's a good one. More than just vegetable. Yeah, those are just some. There's other things you can have too. Like any sort of hot cereal is good. Like you have hot amaranth type cereal or quinoa or something. Make it even a little bit, sweeten a little bit with stevia or something if you want. Add some butter. along with the vegetables. But there's lots of different things you can do. You don't have to have meat, for breakfast. It's fine. There's no requirement to have meat for breakfast. Okay. Are there some scenarios where you should do coffee enemas, like cirrhosis or other liver problems? I recommend coffee enemas for everyone, but especially liver problems, because the coffee enemas help the liver. And if you have liver problems, then the coffee enemas will help you especially. Okay, they'll help you more than the rest of the population. Okay, let's see. What would you suggest for electrolyte imbalance when detoxing? More salt. Sometimes people, when they detox or they do like coffee enemas or the sauna, their blood sugar or like can kind of drop. And I've noticed that salt helps, extra salt. So eating something salty when you feel that come on, when you feel your electrolytes dropping, just sourdough bread's a good one because sourdough bread's more salty. Like the garlic stuffed green olives is a good one. Just eating something with extra sea salt on it, but I would say upping the salt for sure. Okay. Are daily coffee enemas depleting? No, they're not depleting. They're actually add nutrients to the body. Okay. Your body actually, not only is there a detox from the coffee enema, but you're actually absorbing some of the nutrients from the coffee. Okay, so they're not depleting, no. Can parasites be the cause of muscle pain? What's the best way to eliminate them quickly? There's no, the coffee enemas are probably the best thing to eliminate them quickly, because especially if they're in the colon or somewhere like that. But there's no, parasites can contribute to muscle pain. It depends. It's hard to say what can specifically be causing muscle pain. It could be parasites. It's probably some combination of factors. Really, I recommend a whole nutritional balancing program to help you get rid of parasites slowly. A parasite flush in the beginning of a program can help. If it's candida related, certain parasites do feed off certain food groups. So if it's candida, if it's that type of parasite, like a more yeasty type, then eliminating basically all the simple carbs or even most complex carbs can help a lot. But it's hard to say. Okay, let's see here. How do you know when you're doing too many coffee enemas or sauna? On program it says daily. I'm doing 3 coffee enemas a week and working with 5 or more times, but want to make sure I don't overdo it. Well, we know there's certain parameters on the program where you don't want to overdo it. So I would say don't do more than 4 coffee enemas a day. And then for the majority of people, unless you have cancer or something, just I would recommend more than 2 coffee enemas a day. Okay, preferably just do 1 session of back-to-back coffee enemas. Okay. But if you're just doing 3 a week, yeah, you're not overdoing it. Yeah, if as long as you're not going over 4 a day, you can do up to 4 a day and still be okay. They're not a dangerous procedure. It's not like most of the natural things that we use, like minerals and vitamins, you guys, and vegetables and coffee enemas. It's very difficult to overdo. Like, let's say that you accidentally took 10 times. Let's say you actually took 10 megapans, right? So megapan is a multivitamin that we use to increase the oxidation rate. Most people are either 1 or 2 per meal. Let's say you accidentally took 10. Okay. Probably not much is going to happen. You might get some diarrhea. You might throw it up, but you're not going to get poisoned or anything from it. And so, like with the coffee enemas, they're pretty difficult to overdo. Don't do more than 4. And in general, I recommend 1 to 2 a day. For most people, I recommend like 2 a day for the coffee enemas. Okay, so at where you're at, I would not worry about doing too many coffee enemas. Okay. It depends on the cirrhosis. If people can handle the coffee enema, we still in most cases recommend it, but it's sort of a specific to the case, right? Most people can handle the coffee enemas. Do you remember your experience with saunas in the beginning? I'm in 4 of those and it gives me intense insomnia and exhaustion, even 20 minutes. I never had bad things with the sauna, but even nowadays, the sauna is very powerful. I would say the sauna gives more fatigue than anything on the program. I don't know if it's because it's relaxing the body, because it's just, I don't know if it's just more intense than the other things on the program. But the sauna can definitely cause intense um, exhaustion. I noticed that myself too. I don't do the sauna more than once a day, and I don't even do it once a day. So if I do it once a day for like 30 minutes sometimes, oh, don't know what happened there, you guys. Alas. Well, I did learn, I just learned that if it freezes, I'm better off instead of waiting for the connection to redo itself, I can just go offline and then reboot the app, and then it resumes from where I left off. So that's a good thing to know. But alas, I wish technology was perfect, but I guess it's not. What were we talking about here? Oh yeah, sauna. So you gotta regulate yourself with the sauna, definitely. Um, it can make you exhausted. Sauna is pretty intense. Even myself, I have to live in my sauna use, you guys, because it just makes me too tired. And I have to make sure I'm definitely eating enough vegetables and stuff. I have to. You have to be doing the rest of the program very well if you're going to do the sauna, and you have to really limit it in some cases because it's very potent. Okay. Okay, let's see. All right, you guys got any more questions? I'm gonna about to call it. We're been online for about 33 minutes. I'm gonna call it good if we don't get any more questions. But that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm gonna go live at 10 a.m. next Saturday for a Q&A, and then this week I'll probably make a couple videos too on various subjects. And yeah, it was nice chatting with you guys. Sorry about the connection, and then yeah, sorry about the blinds too. I'll remember to put the blinds down before I live stream next time. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go decorate the Christmas tree. I just got a Christmas tree, so happy. Hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving, and I will talk to you guys later. All right, bye bye now.